Tonight, residents in Quadeville look to have their questions answered nearly 3 weeks after an 8-year-old girl was found with mysterious life-threatening injuries.
It's going to bring some closure to a lot of people.
It was originally thought to have been an animal attack, but a 17-year-old boy has now been charged, and tonight, police are holding a town hall to keep the community informed. Fire at the Kingston Penitentiary.
They could see smoke coming from within the penitentiary. They were not able to gain access at that point.
All tours canceled as crews worked to clean up after a blaze rips through a portion of the historic jail. And braving the heat in pursuit of volleyball glory. HOPE Volleyball, one of Ottawa's largest sporting events of the year, returns. Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin tonight in Quadeville, where residents are receiving answers from police after a 17-year-old boy was arrested earlier this week for allegedly attacking an 8-year-old girl, sending her to hospital with life-threatening injuries. CTV's Josh Morano is in Quadeville. He joins us with the details. Josh.
Austin, prior to the 17-year-old's arrest, days were filled with questions and speculations from members of this small, tight-knit community. Well, today they may finally get some answers. Inside the Quadeville Community Center, OPP are inviting residents to a town hall meeting to discuss details of the investigation after an 8-year-old girl was found with life-threatening injuries. Police originally suspected it may have been an animal that attacked the girl due to the severity of her injuries, and officers set up traps in the surrounding areas but released no other information to the public. After a few days, police were back in Quadeville and arrested a 17-year-old male in connection to the girl's attack after no animal DNA was found on her. He's being charged with attempted murder and sexual assault with a weapon. The purpose of the meeting today is to address any concerns and questions the public may have, and police say they want to explain why they took the steps that they did. Ahead of the meeting, here's what some residents had to say.
It's going to bring some closure to a lot of people. It may actually help people to process this a little more.
Other residents I spoke with today say one question that will be raised is why they weren't given more information during the investigation, adding they didn't feel safe not knowing what was out there. We'll have more details from the meeting on our late news tonight. Austin.
CTV's Josh Morano reporting for us this evening. CTV Ottawa has extended coverage of that investigation in Quadeville. There are more stories online at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, a fire at the historic Kingston Penitentiary canceled all tours this weekend. However, the extent of the damage at the former maximum security prison is still unclear. CTV's Natalie Van Roy reports.
A closed sign outside the historic Kingston Penitentiary after an overnight fire at the former prison. Crews called here around 3:30 a.m.
They were not able to gain access at that point, so they set up an aerial truck and started flowing water and began suppression duties from the outside of the walls of the prison.
Kingston fire officials say it was a challenging situation because of the extreme heat and difficulty getting access to the building. Between 35 to 40 firefighters responded to the call.
Fire itself wasn't too extensive. It was the challenges of trying to get in the prison. We were trying to break into the prison, so that was one of the big challenges, and then the heat as well.
Officials say one firefighter was treated for heat exhaustion but was not transported to hospital and remained on scene. The fire started in Old Cell Block 1 and the cause is still under investigation.
Kingston Fire and Rescue Fire Prevention Division, they have turned it over to Corrections Prevention. They have their own division.
Crews cleared the scene around 6:30 in the morning, the fire causing the historic site to cancel all tours this weekend.
It's not as close.
Disappointing for Katie Roddick, who organized a family reunion of 115 people from all over the world, with a few booking tours.
Georgia, Utah, Texas, Washington, Sault Ste. Marie, and some other places. It's unfortunate, but I mean, it is an older building, and from what I understand, there was just a mishap inside, and we'll have to find something else to do.
It's not clear when the tours will resume.
The following is a message from the Canadian National Public Alerting System.
At 6:04 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time Saturday, Environment Canada has updated a tornado warning for northeastern Ontario. Extra care and attention should be exercised. The following localities are included in the warning: Kirkland Lake, Englehart, Tamaskaming Shores and Temagami. Environment Canada meteorologists are tracking an area of severe thunderstorms that is possibly producing a tornado. Damaging winds, large hail and locally intense rainfall are also possible. Take cover immediately if threatening weather approaches. Please consult local media for more information.
But at Saturday's Cars and Coffee Ottawa event, winter was running hotter.
Especially when you're stuck in traffic. Usually what happens in these car events is you end up in a line trying to get into the event. So after driving a long time, and especially the old cars where they get really hot, they tend to overheat while you're sitting there waiting, right? So it's tough.
People taking cover this weekend from the scorching sun, doing everything they can to stay cool.
A second shirt. Trying to find some water and shade. We've been ducking under tents and hanging out by the stores, but you were surviving.
The city of Ottawa settling into the start of a long heat wave with temperatures above 30 and a humidex pushing 40 expected to last until Friday.
There's last event, which was high temperatures in the mid-30s for a short duration, just a couple of days, whereas this one, it's near 30, which is still on the high side, enough to warrant a heat warning, but it's a much longer duration.
The Ottawa Heart Institute advising people during this long heat wave to drink water and stay hydrated, avoid vigorous, high-intensity activity, wear light-colored, loose-fitting clothing, wear sunscreen and a hat, and be aware of the symptoms of heat injury, which includes chills, nausea, dizziness, weakness, fainting, and profuse sweating.
The longer duration puts more people at risk over a longer period of time. So the more the general public is exposed to these temperatures and this humidity as well, the higher the risk will be for any kind of heat-related illness.
At the beaches in Carleton Place, swimming isn't recommended this weekend due to poor water quality. But Caitlin Trotman and her crew are finding other ways to stay cool.
We played in the splash pad, and we've been paddleboarding,
playing at the park.
Just having a good time.
The health unit warning to avoid peak sun hours between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m.
We got up real early and came to the beach so that we could survive the big heat wave, right?
Yep.
Because in the city, it's too hot for us.
Winter now preparing for day 2 of the car show as the heat wave sizzles on.
A little mister, maybe. Yeah, one of those battery-powered fans.
Now, those searching for relief in the Leeds, Grenville, and Lanark areas are also advised that swimming is not recommended this weekend at the Almont Beach, the Joel Stone Beach in Gananoque, and Westport Sand Lake due to high levels of bacteria. Austin.
Okay, CTV's Dylan Dyson reporting live for us tonight. Dylan, thank you for this. And with that in mind, it's time to take our first look at the weather forecast. Obviously, the story for the next several days will be the heat and the humidity, but also some precipitation. And there is also a chance for some thunderstorms in parts of our region. We're currently sitting at 31 degrees. That was the daytime high for today. Tonight's low, not getting all that low. 23 here in Ottawa, 22 in Kingston. And you can see that chance for some thunder and lightning in Pembroke, Bancroft, and in Trenton. Gatineau's low is 21 degrees, Montreal 24, before we warm up tomorrow here in Ottawa to 29 degrees. So a very similar day to what we experienced over the course of today. About a 70% chance of showers in the afternoon, risk of that thunderstorm as well. About a 70% chance carrying into the evening in Gatineau and in Ottawa. Not the news you want to hear for anyone that's planning on going to Shania Twain for tomorrow. Let's hope that it doesn't end up being a wet concert. A woman in her 60s was sent to hospital early this morning after an apparent explosion caused a fire in an apartment building in Ottawa's Carlington neighborhood. Ottawa Fire Services says they received multiple 911 calls shortly after 4 o'clock this morning, reporting a window had been blown out from a 4-story building in the 1100 block of Shillington Avenue. Crews found debris on the ground from that explosion, with flames visible from the building when they first arrived. Paramedics transported the woman to hospital with minor injuries. And firefighters were also called to a pair of balcony fires, which is unfortunately not this video that you're seeing right now. Those balcony fires were in Nepean. Crews received several 911 calls shortly before 5:25. Fortunately, there were no injuries reported. Well, the sweltering heat in the nation's capital wasn't enough to keep thousands of volleyball enthusiasts indoors. A sea of players filled the courts at Mooney's Bay today for the annual HOPE Volleyball SummerFest. CTV's Kimberly Johnson spent the day at Mooney's Bay and joins us now with a recap. Kimberly.
Austin, HOPE Volleyball is one of the largest one-day beach volleyball events in the world, and it's something players look forward to every year. While it's all fun and games, it's also seriously important for the charities who rely on the event.
Serving up some fun as thousands land in the Mooney's Bay sand for HOPE Volleyball SummerFest.
I feel amazing. The vibes are high. Everyone's having fun.
More than 600 teams and 6,000 players on the courts.
For a great cause. Yeah. We love hanging out as a team.
A second year for Janie Sharma and her team of colleagues who are not afraid of a little friendly competition.
Well, I think we're losing right now, but the vibe is strong. Keep trying
we know
and
how
just
to stay
have
positive,
fun. We're staying positive. We're reframing our losses.
And the heat warning has people staying cool, however they can.
We got a Red Bull, water, just staying hydrated.
Organizers say that more than $100,000 will be raised for charity over the course of the one-day event.
Without the support of the community and the volunteers and third-party funders like HOPE Volleyball, it's impossible for us to manage and keep our doors open without such support. So it means a lot to us, and we're very grateful for everybody.
We know that funds coming in are from individuals, they're from companies, small and large. Having that care come back to us in a really fun environment like today in the hot sun and the music going, it's really beautiful. It feels like a big family picnic, honestly.
In the event's 43-year history, more than $4.75 million has been raised for local charities.
The people that keep coming back year over year, I can't thank them enough.
I'm amazing. This is my favorite day of the year.
Byron Berkvins and his team of friends jumping in on the action 3 years ago after spending years watching on the sidelines.
It's a great tournament. Nice to see the crowds are bigger again this year. And we're trying to go for the three-peat this year.
The final fundraising total won't be clear for a few days as organizers work to count all of the donations, but they say people can continue to donate online. You can find a link on our website, ctvottawanews.ca.
Yeah, and Kimberly, that is always a packed event. Tons of fun. Little jealous of your assignment today. CTV's Kimberly Johnson reporting live for us tonight. Thank you for this. The 10th anniversary of Canine Water Sports Canada took place this afternoon in Renfrew, with dogs from across the province competing to see who jumps, catches their toy, and reaches the furthest in the pool. CTV's Camille Wilson was there to take in the action.
This is dog diving. The goal, a combination of coordination, reflexes, and distance. Wreck-It Ralph, a 3.5-year-old black lab, started competing in water sports when he was just a pup. His owner, Justin, says he has the best life.
We've been all over Ontario, parts of the States. Ralph loves the water. He loves going big off the dock. He's a very active, very athletic.
Ralph competing in the Canine Water Sports Canada dog jumping, bringing competitors from across Ontario to the 10th annual event in Renfrew.
Meeting the people. It doesn't matter where it seems we go, we make friends just because of Ralph's performance.
And Ralph did just that, meeting his best bud, Colt, at a water sports competition.
They've been friends since day one.
It's like having a child in an all-star sport, where you travel around every weekend and you get to go to the events and you get to go to different places and meet different people and have a lot of fun. And we love it.
Almost 50 dogs and their handlers stand on top the dock as the dogs fly through the air, catching a toy, being judged by the catch and how far they land in the water. The organizers have now added an extra 20 feet to the end of the pool, making it a 50-foot long pool because some dogs now are jumping further than the original 30 feet.
Put on dog water sports shows and competitions all over Ontario, and we've been as far as Calgary, Alberta. And we've been doing this for 13 plus years, and it's a lot of fun.
Both Ralph and Colt train at the Avalon Ranch, a dog sports training facility.
I've been teaching dog sports
since I was very young. So this is just an evolution of us doing that. So we brought the pool here like 20 years ago. What we do as far as the pool go is we have competitions and we have training. So if you want to come with your dog, if your dog's never swam before, it doesn't matter. We take it slow. It's only private lessons.
And Miss Molly is celebrating her 10-year-old birthday the coolest way possible.
She learned how to swim here. Mary gave her a course in learning how to swim going off the dock, and then she had her first competition.
My dog is absolutely nuts for this sport. It's our happy place, and whether you jump 2 feet or 20 feet, it doesn't matter to them. They always have fun.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
Markets have convinced themselves taco, Trump always chickens out. I think they're wildly overconfident.
Straight ahead, the latest on the Canada-U.S. trade war as Trump once again promises sweeping tariffs. And here's a live look now through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It is 31 degrees right now. After promising new higher tariffs on Canada this week, Donald Trump is now targeting the rest of America's biggest trading partners. This morning, he announced 30% tariffs on Mexico and the European Union. As CTV's Colton Prale explains, experts are pushing back on the president's justifications.
Another day, another tariff. This morning, Donald Trump promising 30% tariffs on Mexico and the European Union. The rate is lower than the 35% facing Canada, but in line with the 24 new tariffs announced this week, many higher than previous rates.
The whole reliability and predictability factor in trade has become almost unachievable under this president.
Economists worry the news could wreak havoc on markets, which have been slow to react.
Markets have convinced themselves taco, Trump always chickens out. Markets have convinced themselves that that's a universal constant and will always be true. I think they're wildly overconfident.
Trump says fentanyl trafficking is the reason behind the increased Canadian tariffs. American officials say border seizures from Canada in 2025 have already exceeded last year's total.
It appears that excess methamphetamine and fentanyl production from Canada is in all likelihood going to the Australian and Asian markets as opposed to the American.
Since October, police in Canada have shut down super labs in British Columbia and Alberta, made the largest fentanyl seizure in Ontario history, and arrested over 500 people in connection to drug trafficking. Where experts say Canada is behind is cracking down on money laundering by these criminal networks. Now, even that's changing.
The amount of exchanges, engagement, cooperation with Canadian officials has gone dramatically up since the Trump administration came to office. So I really think that we are seeing enormous effort.
President Trump says Canada will need to work with the United States to stop the flow of fentanyl if it wants the tariff rate to change. But experts say eliminating fentanyl trafficking isn't feasible. Colton Prale, CTV News, Ottawa.
A federal judge has ordered the Trump administration to stop indiscriminate immigration arrests in several California counties.
I believe in the Constitution. I believe in America. I believe in what we stand. I believe in this court system. And I believe that what's going down right now in the United States is wrong.
Immigration advocacy groups filed a lawsuit last week accusing the administration of violating constitutional rights. The judge says detainees were racially profiled and denied access to legal counsel. And Democratic lawmakers were in Florida today visiting the federal immigration detention center that's been dubbed Alligator Alcatraz.
And now we have another dark chapter right before our eyes. It is mostly young Hispanic males housed in subhumane conditions in that facility there. And one day future legislators are going to look back on this in shame and apologize for the actions taken here as well.
The center got its nickname due to its location in the Florida Everglades, a subtropical wetland teeming with alligators, crocodiles, and pythons. The complex is estimated to cost $450 million annually, and it will house some 5,000 detainees. And officials are continuing to search for potential survivors and those still missing in the aftermath of deadly flash floods that struck parts of central Texas last week. All this as the focus turns to one of the camps that's in that state that was devastated by the flood. At least 27 people were killed after flood waters struck Camp Mystic alongside the Guadalupe River in central Texas. The camp had been located in a special flood hazard area in a 2011 map, meaning it faced tighter regulations for any future projects. In the years leading up to last week's devastating floods, regulators granted appeals to remove the camp from the map and loosen regulations, Meanwhile, President Trump visited other flood-hit areas in the state yesterday.
I've never seen anything like it. I've seen a lot of bad ones. I've gone to a lot of hurricanes, a lot of tornadoes. I've never seen anything like this. This is a bad one. We just visited with incredible families that, look, they've been devastated. They lost their child or two children, and just hard to believe what, I've never seen anything like it.
Trump also defending the state and federal response to the disaster. At least 120 people were killed when heavy rain gave way to rising river levels. Rescue teams are continuing to search for potential survivors and those considered missing. Officials say more than 160 people remain unaccounted for. And we're learning more about the deadly Air India crash that killed 260 people last month. A preliminary report suggests confusion in the cockpit in the moments leading up to the fatal crash.
We care for the welfare and the well-being of our pilots also. So let's not jump to any conclusions at this stage. Let us wait for the final report.
The report says the plane's engine fuel was cut off before it went down. In audio from the flight, one pilot can be heard asking the other why he cut off the fuel, with the other pilot responding that he didn't.
Both of the fuel shutoff levers were selected back to the on position. But by that time, it was too late. And everybody knows when you're sitting on the ramp how long it takes to start those engines. So it needed some spool up time. It didn't get that, and it lost power.
The Boeing 787 flying from Ahmedabad to London crashed within seconds of taking off. It erupted into a fireball when it crashed into a neighborhood, killing a total of 260 people on board and on the ground. One passenger miraculously survived. A large wildfire in northwestern Saskatchewan has reached the community of Beauval as crews, including the mayor, fight the flames.
To see that flame entering my community, it was, like I said, it was heartbreaking, but the angels on the ground put up that firefight. We got homes to come home to.
According to the Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency, the fire looks to have gone around the community, but crews are still on the ground protecting homes. More than 700 residents are either in Saskatoon or Moose Jaw following a full evacuation order. In Manitoba, meantime, there are more than 100 active wildfires as crews from all around the world join to battle against the ferocious flames.
We've got a number of firefighters coming in that have come in from Mexico. We've got more firefighters coming in from, I believe, Australia and the U.S. So that's primarily the assistance we're seeing so far.
Snow Lake is a virtual ghost town as it continues to be threatened by a fire just west of the community. In the meantime, Lynn Lake says a new wildfire to the south is only 6 kilometers away from the generating station, which supplies power to the town. And Thompson, the largest city in northern Manitoba, has issued a pre-alert evacuation notice as an out-of-control wildfire remains just 14 kilometers away from that city. A BC woman seriously injured in a horrific attack that claimed the life of her friend is speaking out, hoping for change. The person accused of attacking the pair with a hammer has just been released from custody. CTV's Andrew Johnson reports.
Covered in bruises and battling a concussion, Carrie Weeb is just trying to cope.
Laughing a lot and then crying, sobbing uncontrollably.
Last Friday, she'd just eaten lunch with her friend Bailey McCourt when the two were brutally attacked in a Kelowna, BC parking lot by a man with a hammer. McCourt didn't survive the beating.
This was an unnecessary death. It should never have happened. She was such a good mom and a good person. She made me laugh every single day.
Bailey's estranged husband, James Plover, was soon arrested and charged with second-degree murder. Earlier that day, Plover had been convicted of intimate partner violence. He had just been released with conditions ahead of sentencing in September.
She was petrified.
BC's former Solicitor General is among the many now launching renewed calls to fix what's being described as a broken system.
Absolutely appalling.
We don't have the resources to protect these people. Bottom line.
He says Plover shouldn't have been walking the streets.
You should have been taken to the cells, kept in the cells until sentencing day.
Kashid believes federal bail reform last year isn't being properly enforced by BC judges and blames the province. The opposite perspective this week from the Premier.
We've been pressing the federal government aggressively to improve our bail system to make sure that violent offenders are kept behind bars.
A victim of intimate partner violence herself, Carrie Weeb is hoping to be a vocal voice for change, for her friend Bailey, and for the two young girls who have lost their mom.
She's just such a light, and I'm so sad that those girls aren't going to get to experience that growing up.
Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
When we run out of harm reduction supplies to give out, usage doesn't stop.
After the break, how an open letter urging the government to allow needle exchanges at heart hubs is gaining traction right across Ontario. For those willing to brave the heat in pursuit of some of the world's nicest rides, Lansdowne is the place to be this weekend. Cars and Coffee Ottawa is back, putting collector, rare, and one-of-a-kind vehicles in the spotlight. Some of those are absolutely breathtaking. The two-day event transforms Lansdowne Park into a living gallery of design, performance, and innovation. It is back on tomorrow, just in case you missed it today. And like today, it's going to be hot. That's really going to be the story for the next 7 days. That's why Dylan did a full report on it. If you missed that earlier in the show, let's take our first full look at the weather forecast. And you can see those heat warnings in effect across Ontario, stretching into Quebec. Mild weather activity over the course of late this afternoon in Ottawa. Some parts of the city did see some precipitation. Right now, out on the East Coast, they're dealing with mild conditions in St. John's, 14 degrees, 27, however, in Fredericton. So the further west you go, the hotter it gets, and that's the story as you can see it here. Toronto at 33 degrees, us here in Ottawa sitting at 31. So Toronto's a little bit warmer, and that's okay. They can take it. 27 degrees in Quebec City right now, 28 in Windsor. It's another hot day out in the prairies, 28 in Calgary as the Calgary Stampede continues throughout this weekend, 27 in Regina and Saskatoon. And out on the West Coast, it is currently 24 degrees. So most places in the country are very warm for this time of year, or at least seasonal when you consider Vancouver. But that mix of sun and cloud, mostly sun, they're going to be loving that out in Vancouver. So here in Ottawa, we do have a chance of showers, about a 40 to 50% chance of showers, depending on where you are in the city this evening, with a low of 23 degrees. So get the fans going, because it's going to be warm inside before reaching tomorrow's daytime high of 29. 30 in the Ottawa Valley. That's what you're expected to receive by tomorrow afternoon, and there is that chance of showers, potential for some thunderstorms at some points throughout the afternoon. And along the Seaway, 29 is the high for tomorrow afternoon, the same chance of showers once you get through this evening's low of 22 degrees. So we'll take a look at the 7-day forecast, and you can see the 70% chance of showers tomorrow. And that 70% chance of showers carries over into the late evening hours. So again, for anyone that's planning on going to see Shania Twain tomorrow at Blues Fest, bring a rain jacket or at least an umbrella. Try to prepare to find some shelter. Starting off the work week with a scorcher, a high of 31 degrees, nothing but sun in the forecast. We've got a high of 32 for Tuesday, and again, sunny conditions. 30% chance of rain on Wednesday, 60% chance on Thursday. Turning now to a push for the province to change how it's dealing with the drug overdose crisis. An open letter urging the provincial government to allow needle exchanges at heart hubs. It's been gaining traction right across Ontario. CTV's Heather Senerin has more on the message from advocates.
Dozens of organizations across the province say offering safe supply of things like needles and syringes for those who use drugs could save lives.
We can prevent cardiac issues, we can prevent HIV transmission, and we can prevent hepatitis C transmission.
Thrive HIV Prevention and Support among the many who signed a letter asking the province to reverse the needle distribution ban at the 9 homeless and addiction recovery treatment hubs, or heart hubs, that opened across the province in April. Advocates say handing out a safe supply isn't just about needles, it's about the conversation that comes with it.
Every single one of those interactions is a direct healthcare interaction, but every single one of those actions is an open door and a welcome in to different forms of changing substance use or recovery as that person sees fit for themselves.
Health experts say needle and syringe programs have been proven to work.
But really, the lessons learned from the HIV epidemic of the 1990s is that distribution coverage is really key to reducing transmission.
You can get harm reduction supplies elsewhere, but not at a Heart Hub.
It's not simply, oh, go next door and you can get these services. It might be, oh, you need to go to Thrive, which is on King Street East, and is that going to be possible for someone? Will someone instead use an unsanitary syringe?
When we run out of harm reduction supplies to give out, like, usage doesn't stop, like, at all. It literally is just people use dirty tools to do it.
Jacob lives at an encampment in Kitchener. He doesn't use drugs, but knows those that do.
People are going to be doing drugs anyway. That'll always happen to some degree. But ultimately, empowering people to make the best decisions for themselves, like, isn't just something that sounds good. It's something that actually has better outcomes than trying to top-down manage people who are the most, desperate and in most need in society.
Meantime, a spokesperson for the Minister of Health said in a statement, in part, our government's focus is on offering people struggling with mental health and addictions challenges a pathway to treatment, not giving them tools to use illicit drugs. Needle return and collection services are offered at Heart Hubs. The ministry added that they will be adding supportive housing units in addition to addiction recovery and treatment beds to help thousands of people a year. Heather Sannerin, CTV News, Kitchener.
So it is an existential threat for a very bad political decision.
When we come back, how a college in Montreal is facing a massive fine for having too many students in its English language programs, and how it plans to push back.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
It is time now to check in with our iHeartRadio Weekender, Tanea Taylor. Tanea.
First on my list, tomorrow is the Hittenberg 1K and 5K. Whether you are a seasoned runner or you just want to get active this weekend, you should totally sign up. After you sign up, grab the friends, family, your kids, and meet at Parkdale Park Sunday morning. Great way to have some fun and get that heart rate up. Next up, it's weekend number 2 of RBC Summer Tournaments at Wesley Clover Parks, proudly supported by CTV Ottawa and Ottawa's Pure Country 94. This features the very best of Canadian show jumping. There's also canine agility, local vendors, and more. And tomorrow is also Dog Day. All dogs are welcome to join the dog parade following the canine equine relay, and costumes are encouraged. Friends from the Freedom Dog Rescue and Ottawa Kitten Rescue will also be on site. And last on the list today, you can still catch Cars and Coffee tomorrow at Lansdowne Park. If you want to see some cool vintage and one-of-a-kind cars, plus live local entertainment, local vendors, and even a fashion showcase, make sure you check this one out. It's great for the whole family. Of course, lots more happening around the capital this weekend. For the full list and all the details, check out ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Well, in case you missed it this week, the world's largest online retailer is expanding here in Ottawa. Amazon is building a 3rd warehouse in the city's south end, and it will be the country's largest distribution center. And that is really ruffling the feathers of some Barhaven residents who are raising concerns about how it could impact traffic in that area. CTV's Tyler Fleming has that story.
Amazon's newest cutting-edge warehouse is breaking ground in South Ottawa, the largest in Canada. Just down the road from Mary Moore's house.
Not excited. I mean, I knew when we bought here that we had business that would go in. I just didn't expect it to be another Amazon.
The massive 3.1 million square foot facility is going up in East Barhaven near Bill Leatham Drive and Maryville Road. 10 minutes down the road from Amazon's other massive fulfillment center.
Why the need for another one?
Residents, though, say the worry isn't the warehouse.
But the big thing that everybody's thinking about is, what about all these trucks? No question, it has to increase. You put 400 trucks in one place, getting loaded up every day and making deliveries somewhere.
Using arterial roads like Fallowfield and Maryvale, along with Prince of Wales and Woodruff Avenues. Steve Kaler expects major traffic impacts.
That's the issue in Barrhaven in general. We're growing so fast, but the infrastructure that is needed is not keeping up.
A public information session is expected to take place later this year. However, some residents question the purpose, given construction has already begun.
With the provincial changes in legislation in 2022, any development proposal that conforms with existing zoning, the authority to approve or deny it is delegated to city staff.
But residents may still have a voice.
There are some operational elements where Amazon can listen to be a better neighbor.
Amazon says the facility will serve customers across the country, but more details and job numbers will be released at a later date.
We have to think about our children getting ready for school and going out the door and down the road.
The capital's 5th Amazon Center is slated for completion in 2026. Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
To Quebec now, where LEAL College in Montreal has been fined $30 million for having too many students in its English language programs. CTV's Sweeta Rassi has the details.
At LEAL College, students went about their day, but behind the scenes, the school's future could be at stake.
So it is an existential threat for a very bad political decision.
The college has been hit with a $30 million fine by the Quebec government. The reason? The school is in violation of certain provisions of Bill 96. In essence, it enrolled too many students in its English language programs over the past 2 years. The head of the college calls the penalty disproportionate.
I don't know any company or organization that has the treasure to afford a $30 million fine.
According to the province, the school surpassed its limit by around 1,700 students over the past 2 years. In a statement to CTV News, Quebec's Higher Education Ministry said, despite close monitoring and several warnings, it is important to note that LaSalle is the only subsidized private college that continues to defy the French language charter and fail to comply with the law. And on X, the French language minister wrote, capping admissions to English language CEGEPs is a concrete measure of Bill 96, adding, we will stop at nothing to protect our French language. Claude Marchand says there was no transition period to help colleges deal with the new limits.
We are the victims of the government that is applying strictly a brand new law with a brand new application formula that was never tested again.
Some students we spoke to say they're worried.
Right now, my fingers are crossed because this is like my second semester. I'm still first year, so hopefully I can complete my year and, graduate.
Where will the English students go if the college does not give the admission to them?
Marchand says the school should be compliant by the upcoming academic year, but it is contesting the fine in Quebec's Superior Court because it says it simply cannot afford to pay it. Sweeta Rassi, CTV News.
After the break, we recap Atletico Ottawa on the pitch, looking to take top spot in the Canadian Premier League. Plus, something in the water, more on a study that says people living in Quebec are the happiest in the nation. In tonight's big picture, some fairy tale castles in Germany have been added to the UNESCO World Heritage List. If the castle you're looking at right now seems familiar, that's because it was the inspiration behind Walt Disney's castle logo. Disney was inspired by this castle following his visits in the 50s. The castle is one of Germany's most popular tourist sites, combining art, culture, and of course a little touch of fairy tale. Turning now to some other stories you need to know. Atletico Ottawa is one of the hottest teams in the Canadian Premier League, and they were looking to keep it that way this afternoon at TD Place Stadium.
Of added time. Here's the approach. And deposits it into the back of the net.
Late game heroics from Balu Tabla in the added time. Atletico Ottawa and Hamilton's Forge FC going toe-to-toe this afternoon at TD Place Stadium in a clash of the Titans. Both teams tearing up the Canadian Premier League, and no one would win this one. Tabla's goal to tie it at 1-1 would go on to be the final goal of the game. It ends in a draw. Ottawa plays again on Friday against the Halifax Wanderers.
Towering kick from Grace. 57-yard kick, taken just inside the 15. Pimpleton, look at this burst, right up the middle.
Despite this incredible kick return from Khalil Pimpleton, the Ottawa Red Blacks have now lost 4 of their last 5 games so far this season, but they will look to get back into the win column tonight when they visit the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Hamilton comes into the contest with a 2-2 record. Kickoff is about 10 minutes away.
And the ladies' singles champion for 2025, from Poland, Iga Świątek.
And after one of the most dominant performances in Grand Slam finals history, Wimbledon has a new women's singles champion. Iga Świątek is now a 6-time Grand Slam champion, but this was her first Wimbledon title. Catherine, Princess of Wales, handed her the Venus Rosewater dish during the on-court ceremony. Świątek won 6-0, 6-0 against the American Amanda Anisimova. Easy for me to say. And according to a Leger poll, Quebecers are the happiest people in Canada. Canadians averaged 68.7% on the happiness index. The firm surveyed more than 35,000 people from across the country. Newfoundland and Labrador ranked 3rd at 69.5%. New Brunswick ranked 2nd at 70.2%. And again, Quebec was number 1 with a score of 72.4%. After the break, details on how you could rent Michael Jordan's former mansion. You may just have to drain your entire bank account to feel like Mike. And here's a live look now through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It's still a scorching 31 degrees.
Tonight, the growing frustration for those trying to find a job.
They tend to be the last hired and the first fired.
What group is struggling the most and what it says about the Canadian economy. That story and more later on CTV National News.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's a recap of the top local stories we're following right now.
It's going to bring some closure to a lot of people. It may actually help people to process this a little more.
Ontario Provincial Police host a town hall to answer resident questions and concerns after a 17-year-old boy is arrested and charged. This nearly 3 weeks after an 8-year-old girl was airlifted to hospital with life-threatening injuries.
They were not able to gain access at that point, so they set up an aerial truck.
And a fire at the Kingston Penitentiary forces officials to cancel all tours. The cause of the fire is now under investigation as cleanup efforts get underway. And HOPE Volleyball SummerFest returns with thousands taking part in one of the world's largest volleyball events of the year. And it was a hot day for that event as well. A final look at your weather forecast, waking up to 24 degrees. So you're going to want to have the AC blasting overnight. It's not going to get too cold tonight. And there is a chance that we do see thunderstorms tomorrow going along with that 70% chance of showers. That 70% chance carrying over into the early evening, hopefully clearing by the time Shania Twain gets on stage around 9:15 tomorrow night. Starting your work week off with another scorcher. 31 is the high. Nothing but sunshine. 32 on Tuesday. The rain will likely return on Wednesday and Thursday. Time now to check in with our news team to see what they're working on for tonight. Kimberly Fowler's here.
Oh, thanks, Austin. Josh Moreno's on his way back from Quadeville right now. We'll have the latest from the OPP's town hall meeting with residents. There's also the Red Blacks game. They're in the Hammer, starting a home-at-home series with the Ticats over the next 2 weeks. And it's day 3 of Blues Fest. It looks like it's going to be another lovely night for some live music over at LeBreton Flats. We'll check on tonight's headliner, Turnstile, taking the stage. That'll be just after 9 o'clock. And, of course, you can get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Join me tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
Thanks for that. And I know Dawn from Graphics is going. Big Turnstile fan, so a lot of people looking forward to that.
For sure.
Finally for us tonight, if you've ever wanted to be like Mike, now is your chance.
The basketball legend's former Illinois mansion is now listed on Airbnb.
However, As you can imagine, it certainly is not cheap. Staying in Jordan's former home requires a massive security deposit, $25,000. That's U.S. dollars, too. You also have to sign a non-disclosure agreement and a liability waiver. A minimum 7-night reservation is required, making the price of a stay in Jordan's old house almost $121,000 USD per week. That is just over $165,000 Canadian.
Wow.
So, and you also have to agree that you're not going to host parties or any events on the property. So what's the point?
What's the point? I would only rent it to throw a party. Again, that's if I had the money to throw away. But
that would be one heck of a party. But $165,000.
We can go halvesies
for a week, Kim. That's like half of a condo here in the city for a week.
Not cool.
Oh, that blows my mind. But yeah, I mean, if you want to go halvesies, we'll think about it.
Yeah, we will.
We'll invite the newsroom.
Yeah, only 12 of us can go.
Exactly. Have a good night.